Hey guys, Miss P here. Hopefully today's lesson is not too difficult. Excited about this, so let's roll. Okay. What we're gonna do is we have something called radical notation. All right, radical notation. Now, guys, radical notation just means it's in radical form. Okay, an example of that would be square root of x. The fifth root of xy. All of those are in radical form. Radical notation, bam, done, easy. Second thing we have is rational exponents. Okay? A rational exponent means that you have something to a power that is a fraction. So an example of this would be something like x to the 1/2 power, or x to the 2/3, y to the 5/7 power. Okay, that's an example of a rational exponent and radical notation. Okay, so if we want to continue with this, what we're doing this week is we are just taking stuff in radical form and putting it in rational exponent form, and then taking stuff in rational exponent form and putting it into radical notation form. Sorry, my computer is about to die. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's do an example. You can even do it right here. Okay. Example 1. So let's go with the example I used. Okay. Square root of x. I want to put the square root of x from radical notation, which is in, to rational exponents. Okay. The easiest way to do this is when you have a rational exponent, your top number is the number that your base, or whatever you're using, is raised to. Now, is this x raised to any power? No, just an invisible 1. Okay? And then your bottom is your index. What is the index of a square root? An invisible 2. So the answer to this would be x to the, this on top, index on bottom. Done. Okay? We're going to keep doing this, so hopefully it gets a little better. All right, let me erase this. All right. Now let's try it the other way. Example 2. I'm going to give you something like x to the, 5 sevenths. All right. Now I want, this is in rational exponent form. We want to put it in radical notation, okay? Your top is your exponent, and your bottom is your index. Okay? So if we were going to write that in a radical form, we're going to take our what? Our base, which is x, put it in our radical. The top is the exponent, so x to the 5th power, and the bottom is your index. Bam! Done. A little easier this way, right? Let's try another one. Example 3. X to the 2/9. All right, guys. Top is your exponent. Bottom is your index. So we're going to make a square root because we're putting it in radical notation. Our base is a x. So we'll put the x there. It's being raised to the second power, and the index is 9. That just means, what's the 9th root of x squared? Done. Yay. Okay. One more. And then we'll go back to the other way. So example 4. Let's try, I'm gonna make it hard. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not. I'm changing it up a little bit to the 2/5. All right, guys. So the 2 on top is our exponent, and the 5 on the bottom is our index. So we're going to do the square root of our base, which is a. What's the exponent? What's it raised to? Second power. What's my index? A 5. Done. Guys, if you can do that right there, you already know half of what we're doing. Okay? Now we're going to go back the other way. So we're going to go, instead of rational exponent to radical notation, we're going to do radical notation to rational exponents. That's a tongue twister. Try to say that 5 times fast. All right. So this is example 5. So now I'm going to give you the radical notation. Let's just say the 8th root of a squared. All right. Well, what's our base? Our base is an a. So we're going to have an a here. And then what happens? It is being to the what power? The second power. And what is our index? Our index is 8. Now, this is a little unlike other ones we've done because, guys, what do you notice about 2 over 8? It can actually be simplified, okay? So it really should be a to the 1/4, okay? Because you can divide both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So a to the 1/4 is your answer. All right? Example 6. Let's go with x 9 to the second power. All right, so what's our base? An x. We're using an x. What power is the x to? It's going to the 9th power. So a 9 on top for our numerator, and then we're going to divide it by the index, which is a 2. So your answer for this would be x to the 9/2, which you can't simplify, guys. You can't divide 9 by 2. You're going to leave it like that. How are we feeling? Not too bad right now? Hope not. Example 7. Guys, this is going to seem a little repetitive, but I'm really trying to give you a lot of examples until you get this down. Because practice is really the only thing we can do. Let's go with an A and a 3. All right, guys, so what is your base here? An A. What power is it going to? If there's nothing here, guys, it's an invisible 1. So 1 would go on the top, and the index is a 3. So this would be a to the 1/3. Good. All right, guys, last thing. I think we're on example 8. I hope we're on example 8. That's what happens when you do so many. Actually, I think it's 7. I'm sorry. Now we're going to do the square root of x to the 5th, y to the 3rd. Don't freak out, guys. All right? We're just going to do 2 separate fractions. That's all. So we're going to write our x and our y. Now, since they both are under the same square root, they're both going to have the same index. This is an invisible 2. So they're both going to have an index of 2, which means the denominator of both is going to be a 2. But what is x being raised to? The fifth power. And what is y being raised to? The third power. So our answer is x to the 5 halves, y to the 3 halves, right? The index for both is 2, but x is being raised to 5, and y is being raised to 3. Done. See, not too crazy. Let's go with example 8 now. Let's do the cubed root of A8, B9. Okay. So we're going to have an A, and we're going to have a B. Both of them have an index of 3. So both of them are going to have a denominator of 3. But A is being raised to the what power? 8. So it would be 8 over 3. And B is being raised to the 9th power. But there's one problem with this. You can't divide 8 by 3, but you can divide 9 by 3. So our answer actually is A to the 8 thirds, B to the 9 divided by 3 is 3. So B to the third power. That's its simplified form. We're done. Yay! Guys, that's as hard as it's going to get this week. Really all we're sticking with, all we're doing. Hopefully it's a short week. Hopefully, this is a nice refresher, a little time for us not to be terribly thinking. Hopefully this is a little bit of an easier section for us. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope to see you soon. And hope you guys have a good one. Bye.